Good evening, Roof here again. Welcome back to 7 Days to Die Gameplay Basic Series. So I've just finished recording the last episode. I'm going to go straight into this one so I can get some stuff done. Feel like I've accomplished something. So we're going to get into this. First thing I'm going to do is very briefly cover some skills, skills that I pick up and find quite useful. After the first Horde Night, I'm going to go into a little bit more depth about some of the skills, but I just want to very briefly, because I've mentioned it a few times now and I haven't actually done anything about it to show you, just some of the important skills like food usage and water usage and extra stamina and things like that. Then I'm going to run straight out there, get a house going, and start farming some resources to make a horde base. So going to be pretty quick at the start while we go through the skills, and then I'm going to quickly find a house, just something to live in temporarily, and hopefully find a location to set up a horde base somewhere nearby. But I want the livable house to be somewhere in this town near the trader. Just having a trader close by is quite handy. So let's get into it. Okay, here we are. I've also moved the camera to the other side so you can actually see the FPS counter now. Situational awareness is great, and sometimes I lack it. I did the whole last episode with the camera covering the FPS counter. So at 6 a.m, zombies are walking on the hole. Really don't like coming down these steps and actually falling down there to my death. Might actually, let's put a little bit of a stopgap here. That will slow me down a little bit at least. Okay, so a house with some good bones. Should actually mark the trader on the map. Yeah, I've already forgotten where he was. T1 fetch there. Save waypoint. Now I can see on the compass up there where it is. Had a quest icon there anyway. Alright, don't really want a daycare. 9.3%, so if we see any tree stumps, I'm going to quickly try and chop them down. Also, we're on day 3 now, so we're going to start seeing wandering hordes. Wandering hordes are a mechanic just to help you be aware of your surroundings. You will find somewhere in our chunk, think of our chunk as probably that house there, and that house over there, square. Not the exact dimensions, but something like that. That'll be the size of the chunk that we're in. When a wandering horde comes by, you'll get about a dozen, so anywhere between 10, anywhere from about 6 to about 10 or 12 zombies, but there are different wandering hordes. So you'll get a wandering horde of zombies, you'll get a wandering horde with bears and wolves. Wolves and dire wolves. Dire wolves are a bigger, darker coloured version of a wolf. Basically a feral wolf. It's got the glowing yellow eyes. What's the other one? Yeah, that's it. Zombies, wolves, dogs. Dog hordes are zombified dogs. They're fast and they will get up behind you before you even know it. Okay, so first thing that comes up is my quest reward. I can take this book here. Allows you to craft cigars. Cigars are a clothing piece, boosts your strength, and increases your bartering ability. So whenever I go to the trader, I get a bigger discount on things I buy, and I also get more money for things that I'm selling. Improved fittings mod, you put that, it's a modification, goes into a piece of armor, increases your stamina regen only by 0.02, and your mobility goes up by 2%. This is the sort of thing, if you wear a lot of heavy armor and you find that you're really slow and you struggle, put in all of your heavy armor pieces, this fitting mod. will combat the negatives that you get by wearing heavy armor. If you're not worried about either of them, just look at the sell price. Top right hand corner, 33 dukes versus 100. I'm probably going to learn this, and as we go over the skills later, you'll see that when you complete a collection, you get a bonus. So we'll have a look at another job. We've already done one fetch quest, so doing another one gets us closer to going to tier 2. It's 2 kilometers away though, so I'm not going to do that. This one's nice and close, 267. Clear zombies. Go into a POI, kill all the zombies in there, then leave. And you've completed your quest. So we're not going to worry about
Come back tomorrow.
any of
We
that.
get new goods daily.
Just going to read that. Was it 9:30? All right, very quickly. These are your skills. As you level up, I've got 5 points here. You can go into these different trees. They all have their own skills, their own uses. These are the perk books. That book that I just read, you can see what you've read here. So that one there, I've got 1 out of 7 books. The Great Heist. Do 20% more damage to land claim property. So if a PvP server, someone puts a land claim block down, you can't destroy their thing. Like the trader, you make that dinging noise. If you get to the land claim block, you can destroy it, and this will do 20% more damage to that. And if I get all of these skills here, skill books, I then unlock this one here. Learn how to craft lockpicks and break into locks 20% faster, and a 10% lower chance to break the lockpick. So they're all pretty good, and they're all specific to something. So batter up, if you're using baseball bats, hand-to-hand kind of stuff, this would be a good one to get. Power attacks that kill your enemy, refill your stamina meter. Power attacks use more stamina. If you're in there killing 3 or 4 zombies at a time, every time you kill one, your stamina shoots back up. Art of mining. I do a lot of mining. I get to concrete fairly quickly because at night I go mining, go underground, just dig up stone, make myself a nice little dwarf castle underground, and turn that into concrete, cobblestone, then concrete. And so for me, I'm going to benefit a great deal by putting points into here. So they're just the perk books. Perception. You have to level up your main skill here, 1 to 10, to get more points into it. So if I was to go into Deadeye, I can get that for 1 point now. To get to the next one, I need Perception level 3. So I have to level this up to level 3 to be able to get the second point in that. The last one, you've got to have level 10. And that's on all of them here. Not every skill you have to get to level 10. Ones that I go with, minor 69er, you only need to get to strength level 7. Strength level 7 here increases your damage with headshots, dismemberment chance with shotguns, clubs, sledgehammers, and tools. Every tree here also has a weapon set for it. So I go with strength, boomstick, shotgun-based skills, pummel Pete, clubs and baseball bats, and skull crusher, sledgehammers. Sledgehammers are good, they do a lot of damage, and they also do an AoE effect, a big swing, but they use a lot of stamina, and you can run out of stamina pretty quickly by doing a power attack. A left click attack just does a vertical hit, but a right click power attack does a big sweep. It will hit a lot of people, but uses a lot of stamina, so I tend to not use it. I will go with clubs until I get a bat. And shotguns are great. The sawn-off shotgun is probably the first, other than the pistol, the first real weapon that you'll get that'll do a lot of damage. Great for up close, head removing. And then the shotgun you can also spec into with your mods. You can get slugs and barrel extender mods to give it a much longer range. Not quite as long as a rifle, but remove some of that limitation of the short range. So I would generally get pretty much everything in here when I'm playing. Minor 69er. Sexual Tyrannosaurus is great. If you remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Predator, that's where that quote comes from. Because what that does is it reduces your stamina usage for your tools and your hand-to-hand clubs, hand-to-hand weapons. So for myself, I do a lot of hand-to-hand and digging, chopping trees, mining, all that kind of stuff. I want to have more stamina to use. So I spec into that really early. Once I get a shotgun, I'll start putting points into it. Pummel Pete I won't put points into straight away because I'm more interested in putting points into mining. Sexy Saurus. Master Chef is another one that I really like to put a point into early because it unlocks things like bacon and eggs. With a campfire now, you can only make charred meat and grilled meat, um, which is okay. It gives you about 10 points of food. Not fantastic, but bacon and eggs will give you, I think it's 36 points of food. Requires an egg, which can be difficult to come across because you rely on the bird's nest. But meat's pretty easy to come by. And by the time you really struggle to find eggs, you've probably moved on to the second and third level where you're making meat stews and things like that. The other one I'll get into here is Motherload. Motherload gives you more resources, everything that you gather. So, wood from your trees, stone from the ground, dirt, anything that you're mining or anything that you're gathering, you will get more resources by doing this. And you can see the percentages there. Minus 69 will also give you this one. No, Pete, yeah, craft clubs. There's minus 69. Yeah, there you go. Craft quality 2 poor tools. And then you can craft the tier 5. Tier 5 is the highest that you can craft. So you'll see down here, it's a tier 1 wooden club, tier 2 blunderbuss. The higher the tier, the more durability it has and the more stats it'll have. So the damage will quickly show you here if it does it. They're all the same. You can come across tools that have slight variances. So a blunderbuss here, a tier 2 might have 10 damage. You might then get a tier 3 that only has 9 damage. So there's a little bit of a variance between there. So don't necessarily think that a higher tier will be better. Generally it is, but not 100%. And mod slots. So every 2 levels of tier, you'll unlock more mod slots. So here, tier 2, there's only 1 mod slot. Tier 3, I believe it is, has 2 mod slots. So you get a tier 6 club, and you will have 4 or 5 mod slots to put in chains, spiked barbs, a fiery mod that makes the club always on fire, good as a light source, as well as setting zombies on fire. Anti radiation. So radiated zombies will regenerate their health. Having an anti-rad mod on there will mean that the zombies can't regen when you hit them. So lots of mods. The higher the tier, the more mods you can put on. Right now we need to. Nearly 3 o'clock already. We need to get a house done. Homes that way. Necessarily have to be that way. We have looted this place already. It's only timber there, don't want that. That one over there had stone around it, but one side was timber. That's not a great one over there. That's all timber, but it's also got a big ramp that goes up to the side of the house. That's all timber. Just because it looks like timber doesn't mean it is. But, that one is. Not interested in you. Having fences around is handy. It doesn't have a lot of health, it's only timber. So 100 damage, but it breaks the line of sight. So zombies won't be able to see you. As long as you're sneaking around quiet, they won't be able to find you. Keep an eye on my stamina. So we're over the 10% now with infection, so honey will not completely cure us. Well, there's a deer. Focus. There's no really good stone buildings around here. There is a lot of empty room around here to put a horde base in, which I like. Okay, we actually got close to the quest. I don't want to do it yet, it's getting too late. Apartment block over there would be good, but it's just too big to keep secured at the moment. I prefer to have a smaller footprint base that I can put a nice big high really thick wall. I'll have minimum 1 block wall all the way around, so 1 block thickness all the way around, and I like to have about 6 blocks high. Enables me to stand up top and shoot down at them. I'll show you a trick with using bars horizontal at the top of a wall. So yeah, a small footprint with a nice big wall around it works better than a large base. That's not too bad. It's definitely brickwork. 1200 health. The Days End Suite. Hotel. Hotel's not too bad, but they're all small rooms. Lots of different small rooms, but the Brother Theatre. Really want to be navigating all of these every time I want to get through. I've never used that as a base before. Days End Suite. Oh, okay. I have used this before. There are two of these little cathedral style cemetery with a little cathedral in it. One of them has a big underground catacomb, and the other one, which I believe this one is, has the crypts on top. Yes. It is really secure. You've got 1200, yeah, 1200 health brick all the way around, nice and high. Good because they won't be able to see you, so you can get in here, you can clear all this out, put in some farms over here. The only thing you've got to do is secure this. Now, the problem here is that, like I said before, with back at the other church, having the guttering, anything that takes up a block space takes up a full block space. So this little tile here, just 2,500 health, is stopping me from putting down a frame here. I can put one up here. What I'm going to do, not that one, I am going to change my shape. Wood frame, no, not that one. That way. I'm going to upgrade it as well. And just enough noise to wake everybody up. Rise and shine. Satisfying. We'll come through and we'll loot all this stuff out later. You do need to keep an eye out on these crypts down here, graves down here, because zombies can be down there, and you will find loot in most of them. There's generally a coffin down there as well, and coffins can be looted. And for some reason, coffins tend to have bullets in them. Not too sure why people get buried with their bullets, but... Yep, there he is. Up you come, princess. He's doing that little run. The wolf. That's not just a wolf, that's a wolf horde. Yeah, mentioned it, didn't I? It's a dog horde. And no arrows. Can I make any arrows? 18, that'll do. Do not want these guys. Blunderbuss to the face will take one out. But will also wake every zombie up around here. Standing on an edge like this can be difficult. You need to come in just a little bit to get a shot off. 3 doesn't seem like enough. Here, someone attacking. That's just a zombie. It's the jiggly girl. Show you what I mean. This particular zombie model used to be a stripper zombie. Topless and had tattoos down her leg. Had a really weird yellow tinge to her, just because she was an older zombie. And she's the first zombie that has come out with jiggle mechanics. Yeah, it's a thing. Now dogs are good because they have rotten flesh, which is great for doing your farms. There he is. I'm actually going to go kill him in a second for getting too close to running time. I really need to get some more food in. So generally with those dogs horde, I would see about 6 dogs. Could just be because it's early game, there was only 3. But sometimes in my later games, you'll have the 6 dogs come along, you kill off 4 or 5, and you'll be like, oh, there must be another one somewhere. And yeah, 100 or so meters away, there's a dog in the tall grass. Not sure if you noticed that then, but my power attack was absorbed by a piece of grass rather than hitting them. So that's another thing that you'll note. Something gets in your way, it could take the impact of what you are trying to dish out. So what I'm going to do here, just to give it a little bit of extra strength, now night time, I'm going to put a wood plate. I'm going to use the R key, change that to on face. And I'm going to copy that rotation, put that one there. Just take him out. So that one I swung a little bit closer because he was moving a little bit quicker. And he just walked straight into it. And pick your frames up because zombies will jump up there as well. So now there's 2 layers of block here, whilst it's only 225. It's 2 lots of 225 to get through the reinforced wood as well as the wood, but then you've got that by 2 different blocks here. And they're not going to get through that because it is 7,000. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is take out these things which create noise whenever you step on them. We haven't cleared out the little cathedral thing here. There's going to be generally 3 zombies in here. One of them will be on the ground, and 2 of them will be up in the rafters. You've got to keep an eye out on the rafters when you go into POIs that have rafters, obviously, like an extra high building. Because quite often you will see zombies will be hiding up there. And as soon as you make a noise, they'll hear you and they'll drop down. And instead of having 1 zombie around you, you can have 3 of them. I can just move around these, I don't have to take them out, but if you're not paying attention, you make noise, you could alert a wandering horde just outside, and then you're in a bit of trouble. Okay, and I will quickly show you the wooden bars. No, that's Alpha 20. Wooden bars and wooden bars centered. Centered just means it's in the middle of the block, and wooden bars means that you can rotate it all the way around the outside edge. So I'm just going to put 4 of them down. And I can't repair that because I don't have stone on me. So that's the bar. If I go into hold your R key for the radial menu, go into advanced menu, advanced rotation, you can spin it around and then change how it goes. Now these are half blocks, so they're a little bit weird. You could, so that's a full-size block. If I go up over here, you move close enough to the edge just so you can see the side of the block. You can actually put it down that way. When you are putting them down, see how you can see the block frame around it. You keep rotating that round so it's like that. And so you can now put it. Okay, so this is actually a half height block on top here. So you got half height blocks used to do the vertical, and then the caps here are half height on the horizontal. So if I pop up here, and put it there, and there. Now, I don't really like using half height blocks, just for this gap reason. It's still supported because as far as 7 days mechanics are concerned, that's a full block, that's a full block. So these are joined. Even though I can, shoot down through, I can shoot through the bars here as well. If I'm standing on top of here, zombies there, I can stand up here and shoot down. I don't need to worry about being so close to the edge just to get that nice headshot that I might fall off into a group of zombies. Really bad on Fortnite. I can stand over here quite comfortable, shoot down, get a good shot on them. So I'm just going to put that last one here just to use it up. Doesn't like doing it that way. Come down there, line it up that way. Okay, so we're going to clear this out now in the dark. I don't have any food, so you can see my stamina now. It's less than 100 and it's getting down low, so the black line here indicates it. When my stamina has fully regenerated, it's only going to be 88 at max. I need to get some food and some water. My food is at 40 and my water is at 73. It's giving me a combined stamina maximum of 88, which is quite bad. But we're here now, so I was hoping that water container would have something in it, but sadly not. Oop. If we stay crouched, we may be able to avoid waking everyone up in there. Alright, he's dead. I have 8 arrows. When you are being stealthy, you will notice things like that. If I was to drop down here, all the zombies in the area would hear that. So there's a zombie up in the rafter. Can't see one up there. Now the zombie was standing probably about here when I broke that and disturbed him. There is generally another zombie. Ah, there we go. In the dark. It is lit enough in here that I don't need to put the torch down. I'm going to go for her first, just because I've got a better put down. That, there we go. But I can't really see her head very well, so I'm going to go for this one over here. And aim up. Out there. There we go. Move around. Noisemakers. That's a nice shot. Thought she had the yellow eyes in for a second. Okay, place is secured. But zombies will respawn here. So I need to put my bedroll down, collect my arrows, collect the ammunition. There's some food there, which is great. That's a mod. There's water. Take that one. Crouch down when you're chopping boxes open, just to reduce the noise. And I'm still infected, which lowers your stamina as well. Alright, there's some food. Meat stew. Meat stew is great. 50 food. it also heals you, increases your water, and gives you a max stamina bonus for 5 or 10 minutes. Pick my torch up. Yeah, so food's really bad. Take that. See all the benefits over here. So it gives me a 15-second counter for drink as that's going up. Food is doing the 50 points over like about 50 seconds. Here going up. I'm actually being healed. And I've got a 7-minute max stamina bonus of 20. So you can see that down here, 122 instead of 102. That bow I'm going to swap out. I'm going to scrap that one. I'm going to use the wood that I get from it to repair that one. Don't have any stone to repair that yet. That I'm going to put on. Food is going to be around 90. So I'm going to eat that. That's going to give me 15 food, 7 health, and 0% dysentery. Keep an eye on that dysentery because that will reduce your stamina for whatever the period is. It's a couple of minutes or something like that. You can stack these. You can see here 10, another one goes up 24. Alright, loot the coffin, shotgun shells. No, there's nothing hidden under there. Yeah, a couple of storage crates here we might make use of. I'll keep that. Plant fibers do feel like they're useless after a while, but you can get a skill book that makes it that you can craft a cloth or a bandage. You can craft something by plant fibers, so having a couple of hundred plant fibers in your crate isn't a bad thing because you will eventually be able to craft something with it. Alright, eggs, feathers, don't need that. Drop that down there, that'll despawn eventually. A couple of extra. Now these arrows do more damage than the stone arrows, so range damage 28, block damage 3, no point shooting into a block, and velocity 50. 45, 25. Hover over it, tells you what the bonuses are. So these ones are going to fly faster, so you'll have less of an arc drop down in the shorter distance, and they do a bit more damage. This here mod is handling of bows, so decreases melee usage by 10% or increases your handling. I'm not really worried about bows, so I'm going to stick that into my club. It's going to make it less stamina usage. Decreases melee damage by 10%. Not a great deal, but every time you put a mod into a weapon, you get other bonuses. So block damage, melee damage goes up, power attack goes up, damage goes up, stamina cost goes down. So quite handy. And those mods you can put them into your tools as well, so you don't just have to put them into weapons or something like that. That would be it. Let's go get the stuff from the other house. I may not put a video out of. I might do a little bit of the gathering because it is important to know what you need to do. As my house is that way. So like any survival game, you're going to have to do a lot of gathering. You have to chop down a lot of trees to get wood. Noticed that before, that's pretty cool. You're going to have to chop down trees to get wood. You're going to have to mine stone to get stone. Dig up the ground to get clay, charcoal, nitrate. All the different resources have to be mined. They will get faster the higher level you are because the tools will do more damage. They'll gather more materials. They'll get through it faster. You can get power tools like augers to dig up the ground, chainsaws to chop through the wood. That'll make it a lot faster. They don't get quite as much resources doing it with a handheld tool like an axe or a pickaxe, but they do a lot faster, so it more than balances out because you'll rip through the ground really quickly with an auger or trees with a chainsaw. So when I get back up there, I'm just going to grab the stuff and I actually have to chop down a tree. I have to get a bit of stone because thing is nearly dead. Just in keeping these episodes short. I think I've already mentioned it, these trees are not great because the branches are down low. You can lose sight of your zombies. So you won't see a zombie from a great distance. You might use up all your stamina and then you'll hear a groan and the zombie's only 3 or 4 blocks away. Or multiple zombies, or a wandering horde, even worse. So go for your taller trees. This allows you to have a better view of what's around you. And use the circle strafe when you go around the different trees. When you circle strafe around the trees. Okay, so I'm going to call this one here. Next video will just be on picking up all this stuff, taking it over to the other house. I don't need to do a lot of fortifications because it already has that big stone wall around it, which is great. It just saves me some time and I can focus more on gathering materials and getting a horde base set up. So somewhere in the town, in a nice big open area, we're going to create a basic horde base. So next episode will be that. It'll start off with transporting everything across, cooking up some food with the meat that we managed to gather. Just reinforcing that door because we do have a little bit of cobblestone, so we'll upgrade those blocks we've got there from reinforced timber to cobblestone to give them a bit more strength. I'll put up a couple of blocks around each of the 4 sides, just so we can easily get up on top of it to attack anyone who's coming through in the night. And then we're going to focus on where we're going to build the horde base, what kind of design we're going to use. There are a lot of different designs that you can use, from cheese bases that zombies have to go through a bit of a maze, an elevated maze off the ground to get to you, and you can knock them off, and then have to go back to the start and work their way around. To more of your stand your ground and hold at all costs. Melee bases, bases designed for using one of the skills in the not the perception line, one of the other skills with a rifle that allows you to penetrate multiple zombies at once. So creating a tunnel where the zombies have to come at you in one direction and then stand at the other end of that and just shoot through with your armor-piercing bullets. Lots of different designs. I've used a lot of them. I've used some of the ones that other YouTubers have made, and they work quite well. But I'm going to try and do something a little bit more unique to how I would play. My last solo base, which I have a video on my channel, it's a multiplayer game that I play with my daughter. She stands up on top of the 2nd level and she shoots through a tunnel, and I go on the ground level and I shoot through vents that I've got. So basically it's just a big heavily reinforced box, and I stand up on a slightly elevated position and I attack them as they come down through vents which prevent their range zombies from getting to me. Say range zombies, they're the police zombies. They vomit like an acid. And there are vultures that, not the standard vultures, but the mutated vultures, they'll actually shoot a similar acid at you as well. So you're protected from range because they can't see you. Line of sight's broken, so they have to get right up next to you before they can see you, and at which point you're attacking down at them. And because you're elevated, a much better chance of headshot. So that's probably what we'll go through, and just reinforce it as much as we can in the next couple of days. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe as usual. All the things other people say. Support the channel, all that kind of stuff. Any comments, please chuck them in the page. Any questions, anything you want me to cover in a bit more detail. More than happy to answer questions and cover more things as we go. I'll probably forget something and remember it 3 or 4 videos later and hey, by the way, when you're doing this, do that. Yeah, I hope to see you next time and take care. Bye for now.